This video will illustrate how to create VLOOKUP functions in Excel to import marks. This is the results file into which I need to import the marks. You need to open the source files for the marks. This is a CSV file that is created when you download marks from the LMS. As you can see, I've hidden a large number of columns so that only the marks I need are visible. This is a separate spreadsheet containing exam marks, since they wouldn't normally be uploaded to the LMS. I click on the first cell into which I want to create my VLOOKUP function. Type in an equal sign and then start to type VLOOKUP. Once I've typed the first two letters, the spreadsheet finds the closest match. So instead of typing in the entire name of the function, I can just hit Tab. This completes the name and inserts the opening bracket. The VLOOKUP function requires 4 arguments within the brackets, separated by commas. The first argument is a reference to a cell containing the identifying information that will be used to look up your data, in this case the student number. So click on the cell containing the first student's student number and type in a comma. The second argument is a table of data containing the identifying information in the first column and the data you're looking up in a column within that table. To enter this, switch to the spreadsheet containing the data you need and click and drag to select the table. Your selection is indicated by a moving dotted line. Note that the first column of the selected range contains student numbers and the fifth column contains the exam marks. I'm holding down the mouse button at the moment so that I can see down here how many columns there are in the table, because I need to know what column the exam marks are in. I've now let go of the mouse button and that information disappears. Type in a comma. The third argument is the number of the column containing the data you are looking up, in this case 5. Type in a comma. The fourth argument is optional for the VLOOKUP function generally, but very important in this case. Type 0. This tells the spreadsheet that you want an exact match, and if it can't find the student number, it will report an error, which you can investigate and deal with. If you don't type in a 0, you won't get the right marks and your file will be full of errors. Type in a close bracket and hit enter. You can now copy down the function and Excel will update each copy of the formula as required. Click on the cell in which you've entered the formula and hover over the bottom right hand corner until the cursor turns into a black cross. Then click and drag down as far as you need. When you release the mouse button, all the data is imported. If you have multiple locations and all the marks for each assessment task are in one spreadsheet, you can copy all the way down. If they're in different spreadsheets, you will need different lookup functions for each location. Note that if the spreadsheet you are importing from contains empty cells, because the student didn't attempt that assessment task, the VLOOKUP function interprets that as a 0. If a student did not attempt the assessment task, you should delete the 0. If you know how to, you can modify the VLOOKUP function to show an empty cell if the source file has empty cells, but that's probably beyond the scope of this video. My data for the other 3 assessment tasks is in one spreadsheet, and that means I can use a bit of a shortcut in constructing the other VLOOKUP functions. Again, click on the cell which is to contain the mark for the first student and start to construct your VLOOKUP function. Type in equals VL and hit Tab. Click on the student's student number, type in a comma, and switch to the spreadsheet containing the data. As you highlight the table of data, pause after each column, still holding down the mouse button, and make a note of the column number. In this case, the online quiz marks are in column 57. The seminar quiz marks are in column 81. And the assignment marks are in column 84. Release the mouse button when a range showing all of your marks has been selected. Type in a comma and then 57, because we are constructing a VLOOKUP function to find the online quiz marks, which are in column 57. Type a comma, then 0, and then close bracket. Hit enter. You can copy that down as before and construct VLOOKUP functions for the remaining assessment tasks. But this is where the shortcut comes in. Click on the cell containing the formula we have just created, and then in the first argument, insert a $sign before the column letter, in this case before the B, and hit enter. This doesn't change the result, but it creates what's called an absolute reference. This means you can copy the formula to another column and it will still look in column B for the student number. Now I'm copying and pasting the formula into the next two assessment tasks. Initially it gets the same mark because it's still looking up column 57, and this causes an error because I have a mark of 11.1 out of 10 for the seminar quizzes. But then I click on the copied formulas and change the column number. In the assignment, I change 57 to 84. And for the seminar quizzes, I change 57 to 81. Now I can just copy down as before. And that's it. Thank you for watching.